Next level. Next level.
I'm so sorry I'm late. This one's all me. I have no idea if my internet went out when I was out of the house. I do know it was in and out when I woke up today. It was not morning time when I woke up. It was definitely not morning time when I woke up, but it was fluctuating. So that's my excuse. I was avoiding the disappointments of maybe not being able to stream. But I came back home. I had to take care of a thing first, and then here I am. Look at that. What? Someone dueled me? Oh, sorry. I didn't notice. So, hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I have a root beer. It was important that I told you this. Hey guys, how's it going? How's your day? What is up? I need to make my own beer. Call it Ruth beer. It'll be non-alcoholic or extremely alcoholic. Who knows? But so you found out. What did you find out? Right. What? Really? Are you sure? You're not shitting me, are you? What? 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 I thought that was only for PS4. I thought they were keeping that as an exclusive. Am I like stupidly loud right now? Hello, Laser Cow. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Let me yank down my... Oh no, that's more game. Get out of here. I don't know why I'm so loud. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's because I'm excited today. Hello, hello. What day is it? Oh shit. What day is it? Today is Saturday. Saturday! Yeah, I said it and then I realized, I was like, oh no. Volume is good. Okay. I think it's me. I think I'm just, I haven't turned up my volume in a while. Oh. Okay, never mind. I couldn't hear the game because I had the game turned, like I had my computer turned way down. Oopsie doo, oopsie poopsie. Where am I going? What am I doing? What's going on? What is this? Is this a... What quest is that? This is a side quest. Guys, look, it's a side quest. And Sticks. The best gameplay. When did this game come out? 2017? Oh yeah! Hold on, guys. We gotta lure. We gotta lure it up, guys. We got all the guys' stuff. Okay, we gotta find number 1, 3, 8, 9, 7, 12, 11. Okay, here we go.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 1. Where better to start than at the end. Or where the end started, anyway. Ground zero. Where it all came crashing down. My career first, then everything else. And I mean everything.
Hi, Ma. Remember how ecstatic we were when I landed the job here? Aerospace Control Engineer at Faro Automated Solutions, straight out of Stanford U. Saturday. I was tossing a motorboard. Monday, I'm an employee on the biggest corporation on earth. Starting wage, 6 times basic. It was a dream come true, yours as much as mine. When I found out I'd land a gig, I waited until graduation to tell you in person. You were so proud. You hugged me 5 minutes straight, laughing and crying at the same time, saying over and over, onwards and upwards, the start of great things. I thought so too. It seemed as though nothing bad would ever happen to me, to us, ever again. But bad did happen, of course. More bad than I ever knew was possible. And while I can't blame the FAS for making you sick, metallurgy gets the credit for that. I can sure as hell blame Faro for the rest. But let's talk about the end of the world later. It plays a part in the story, of course. If I hadn't found out what was coming, I wouldn't be doing this, leaving these time capsules behind. But the apocalypse isn't the story I want to tell. This is going to be about our family, about us. It is time to get going. I've spent enough time in my life in the shadow of this place. I've got 11 more Vantage spikes in the trunk of the I've rented, and some pretty good ideas for where to sink them. So let's get the hell away from this place and start sinking. This guy is like the guy we would be playing in an apocalypse game. I think. I also don't think we have every single one. Like, I don't think we have 2, because there's like 13 of these, and we don't have 13 ways to see it. So we'll go with day 3, right? No, it's right here. Got it.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 2. My father guest lectured here. A 300-level military history course on the age of human air power. Might as well have been teaching medieval siege tactics. I was 8 when he died.
Hi, Ma. You brought me here once to see Baba teach. I didn't know it at the time, but the class was something out of the 20th century. He stood behind a lecturer in real space lecture hall, raising his unamplified voice to be heard by flesh and blood cadets seated in plastic chairs. This being 45 or 46, our Air Force must have already been 60 to 70% automated, but the academy was old school. Literally. I suppose the quaintness of the setting fits the subject he was teaching. The age of human air power, 1909 to when? The cadets probably thought the question marks were wishful thinking or willfully ignorant. From their perspective, the era of the human pilot was already over. But not for Baba. I can still see the medals he kept in the drawer in the bedroom. The inscriptions in Sanskrit touched the sky with glory, he said one meant. Even as Commodore in the IAF, he kept flying. He still remembered what it was like to sit in a cockpit with his hands on the stick and his finger on the trigger. And that's how he died. June 5th, 2048. At the funeral, some metallurgy international rep said we should be proud he died defending the free markets. Even then, I knew that was a lie. He died defending MINT's claim on tantalum mine. That's what he died for. And why stop the truth-telling there? Really, he died because MINT wasn't yet rich enough to afford a fully automated fleet because it wasn't cost-effective to upgrade a military surplus razor wing with improved electronic warfare gear. He died because human combat pilots were just as obsolete as the crates they put him in, and just as expendable. When he spiraled into the jungle, our family crashed with him. For weeks you wouldn't get out of bed, and then come to the hospital, me staying with the neighbors. That's very sad. Even after you recovered, even when you said all the right things and promised we'd be okay, I didn't believe it. Something had broken between us. I felt like an orphan and nothing seemed to matter anymore, which is how I lived for the next 7 years, until it almost killed me. Poor guy. That was 2. That's 4. This is 3.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 3. I was 13 when I broke in and vandalized this place. Me and that kid, I think his name was Star. It was my first arrest. A real banner day for the Mahdi family. What a messed up kid I was.
I think his name is Bashir. I think that's his name. I think I remember seeing that as like his name, and then it would tell the like text, you know, subtitles. I think his name is Bashir, but it doesn't, I don't know if it says so in this. Hi, Ma. Like me, Star was a problem kid, but he wasn't really smart enough to get into trouble on his own. I didn't tell him my real motivations, just made breaking into the museum and vandalizing it sound like a fun thing to do high on duster. I was only 13, but my combined interests in techs and drugs had already acquainted me with the basics of hacking security systems. I used a jammer to bypass a window alarm and then got to work. I toppled hollow exhibits, smashed dioramas, yanked display panels off the wall, and smashed those too. I forgot all about Star until he yelped about flying glass. He was just standing there, holding his cheek, staring at me with big scared eyes, whining about how this was crazy and I was going to get us arrested. He was right about the arrest. Getting caught was part of my plan, but wrong about the crazy. Hold on. Boom. My one-boy orgy of destruction wasn't some kind of drug-soaked psychotic frenzy. It was a calculated attack. Not on the museum, on Wyatt. You started dating Wyatt a few weeks before, and I didn't like him. I wanted him gone. When you had him over for dinner, one of the many boring things he droned on about was how he served on board of the museum and oversaw its technology purchases. Anyway, as I was saying, Star was right to think we were going to get arrested. It went down quick. Star began screaming about how he was burning all over, and the next thing I knew, I was face down in a mound of expanding foam. The police bots never even warned us. Compared to Star, I got off easy. I've never been on the business end of a microwave gun, but they said it hurts like hell. I was still picking bits of foam out of my hair for a week later, though. Fines and damages came to 18 months of basic income, so it wasn't just shame that my actions brought on my family, but financial catastrophe, too. Which is why the plan backfired. I didn't push Wyatt away. I handed him a golden opportunity. He stepped in and paid the bill, and it was only another month or two before you got engaged. It's weird, but lately I've been dreaming about that night. I keep seeing the first projector I toppled, watching the hologram of a pioneer woman slew sideways and spin on the floor like a bowling pin as the emitter crashed over. A zip and a flicker and she was gone. History shorting out. Kind of like now. I wonder if anyone will survive to build museums about us. Ruthie laughed.
A pocket shitstorm tore day 4. It's hard to believe Metallurgic International used to be headquartered in this dreary old ziggurat. Wyatt's office was on the 2nd floor from the top. If Emmett had a policy against workplace romances, he probably wrote it.
Hi, Ma. Looking back, it's almost comical how much I detested Wyatt. I hated everything about him. His lumpy face, his bad skin, his always calm voice, his out-of-style suits, and especially his stupid cowboy name. I don't care how badly you wanted to assimilate. There's never an excuse for naming your kid after a gunfighter. I can't believe you would want to replace my Baba, a decorated combat flyer with a corporate drone. So I made it as hard for you as I could. I was beyond cruel. I accused you to your face of only being interested in Wyatt for his money. Called you, my own mother, a gold digger and worse. Refused to attend the wedding, then got myself arrested the night before just to cinch the point. It took me years to understand the obvious. Of course you married him for his money. For my sake, not yours. Before Wyatt, the job you're working didn't even cover food and rent. When you didn't get overtime, we slipped deeper into debt or went hungry. You literally couldn't afford to spend time at home, let alone pay for childcare or rent a nanny bot. Meanwhile, your son was out of control, a truant and a thief, not even out of junior high, and already a drug addict. If you'd only had yourself to worry about, I think you would have politely refused Wyatt's interest. You're no stranger to hardship. Compared to what you went through getting out of Kolkata in 2037, simple poverty probably seemed like a cakewalk. You knew how to survive. But your son didn't. I was heading nowhere at ramming speeds. You married Wyatt to save me, for the stability and opportunities his money could provide. It wound up working, but not as smoothly as you hoped. But I could be saved. I had to die first. But that's a story for the amphitheater. Dambo, what's up? We're reading lore. This is actually a really sad story. Like, it's really, oh man, this is like, it feels like a real, like something that someone could have like actually gone through. Okay, we just did 4. I don't know if they have 5. It is really like, I don't know. I really like this one. I really like this lore. This lore is fun. I'm gonna read the text first so we have a little bit of background music for me to read to instead of it being absolute silence because it makes me feel awkward. Hi, Ma. I don't remember anything about the concert, the bands, the music, the crowd. I was too throttled on Skydive and the Snake that night to distinguish the thunder of Bashcore from the roar of the blood in my head. Never mind, the ladies are singing too loudly in my ears.
Day 5. The Grey Swarms opened for Turtle Smash the night I OD'd here. Or so the police report said, anyway. I was 15 years old. When I woke in the hospital, 2 days later, your face was the first thing I saw.
So when OBS will let me know if I'm dropping frames, which usually means if my connection is like funky. It'll tell me exactly how many frames I'm missing if my internet goes out. You should see when it goes to 0, that number jumps so high. But it doesn't say I'm missing anything. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if it's my connection. Totally could be! You could be right! the lore in this game. Yeah, the lore is great so far. I actually really like it. Yeah, this is one of those, like, okay, I watched a video of a guy who read every single book in Skyrim, which there's a lot of books apparently, 337, and a lot of them weren't that good, but wouldn't it be great to have a game where all of the, like, the drama and the stories and the books and stuff were, like, this kind of level of, like, at least this level of good? Oh no. It's really weirdly realistic. Like, I never went through, like, divorce or, like, one of my parents dying or anything like that, but I have seen a couple of my friends go through that. Well, obviously they were definitely not this tyrannical. I do remember it being really hard for them, and it is within, I guess, the realm of reason. If you had access to this kind of stuff, seems like it'd be realistic. Let's see, I was too throttled on Skydive and Snake that night to distinguish the thunder of Bashcore from the roar of the blood in my head. And then I ran across a pusher who was selling Razor Wing for $8 a tab. That's right, Razor Wing, a certain designer stimulant named after a certain late 30s fighter craft that our family had a certain unpleasant association with. Right? Oh my god, it would be a library. Realistic. There are quotes. Yeah. Have fun at your hate watch party. What do you hate watching today? Or are you actually just watching? Generally, you leave for hate watches, and I don't know what you're hate watching right now. Is it still Ruby? If Final Fantasy XIV or pretty much any big MMO game had this amount of lore, you would spend an obscene amount of time having to read it. Detective Conan, tell us how it is. It's only hate watching when it's bad. All right. Tell me how it is whenever you're done. Hey, thanks for that follow-up. I mighty appreciate it, Fran. Okay, so where the fuck was I? Okay, so I declined the offer, heeded the portent and got the hell out of there, right? Or maybe what I did was buy 4 tabs and take them all at once. Yeah, I did that. According to the police report, I went berserk and attacked the pusher and set fire to his stash and then went to the security drones. After the security drones that showed up, I didn't get far. The drones put 50,000 bolts through me, which wouldn't have been a big deal if my heart wasn't already hammering at triple time. The shot flat out killed me. The med box came as fast as they could, but the first glitched out and the second got hung up in the crowd, so I was dead for almost 2 minutes. And even after they revived me, my condition was touch and go on the account of all the substances sloshing through my veins. I got a question. When do you start getting brain damage when you don't have oxygen in your brain? Like, because obviously if you're dead, your body's not gonna be like breathing or whatever. So it's really, when does brain death happen? Like, how many minutes does it take? When I came out of a coma, your face was the first I saw. You'd been crying. Your makeup was smudged. I did say hi! Dark lines down your cheek. When our eyes met, I expected you to start yelling, and weak as I was ready to yell back. Not even a coma could break my defiance. But you didn't yell. You quietly asked Wyatt to wait in the hall and then pushed your chair right to the edge of my bed and took my hand. I wanted to jerk my hand back, but I couldn't. It wasn't the strength of your grip that stopped me, but the warmth of your hands, the gentleness which you took mine. When you spoke, your voice was quiet, just above a whisper. When I lost your Baba 7 years ago, you were my only reason to go on living. Your gaze lifted to the medical equipment surrounding us, the tubes and blinking lights. You shook your head. Why do you live like no one loves you? Don't you realize that if you die, all my hopes and dreams, and all the hopes and dreams of your father die with you? You reached and touched my hair, and like a thunder crack I broke. Or maybe I was just snapping back together. I laid there sobbing for what seemed like years. The whole time you never took your hand away, and I didn't either. The next day I agreed to go into treatment. I wish I could say I never picked up again, but as we both know, that's not exactly how things turned out. Oh, oh, so good. So tasty. Look at this tasted drama. They made up, guys. I'm so about this right now. What is this? This one was day 5. Day 6. Where's day 6? There it is.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 6. I was fresh out of rehab when we saw the metallurgist play the Hearts Wayfarers. The Emmett jersey looked pretty funny. Hopefully you're sorry.
It says 20 to 40 seconds before it's really bad news. Oh. Yeah. Hi, Shark. Hi. Hi, friend. Hi. It's, yeah, so him having, like, being dead for, like, 2 minutes is, like, and then coming back is, like, a really big deal then. Hi, Ma. So this would have been late May or early June. I was only a week or 2 out of rehab, still feeling... Hiccup, sorry. Still feeling pretty raw, pretty jangly about sober life. He'd already gone toe-to-toe with Mr. Garrison, that jerky principal who tried to block my readmission. I was looking at 8 weeks of summer school to make up for all the courses I flunked, and I didn't mind. Without drugs, I didn't know what to do with myself yet, so I welcomed the structure. The metallurgists were playing the Wayfarers, and as usual, Wyatt had box tickets. But this is the first time I'd agree to go. Hell, it was probably the first time I'd agreed to do anything as a family. In retrospect, I'm surprised Wyatt was willing to bring his hellion stepson to a public event so soon. I'd seen teams slug it out on the hollow before, of course, but seeing it in real was a whole other thing. The size of machines, their speed, the way they bashed each other to pieces, it was intense. All at once, my fascination with tech, which was kind of faded as I sunk back into drugs, came roaring back. When Homie Raymond, the team's chief engineer, stopped by the box at halftime, I was all over him, blasting him with questions like one boy press conference. Looking back, it wouldn't surprise me if he took me to that game hoping to get me excited about tech before I headed it to summer school. Or was it that you wanted me to catch a glimpse of corporate privilege? It was always your dream that I'd end up in engineering or business. Well, there's plenty of engineering on the display of Connor 12 score with the 18-meter rocket jump, and plenty of VPs and even C-levels in the box with us when we cheered that goal. Yeah, it was a setup. You knew what you were doing. You always did. Darn, I really wish he did this out of the kindness of his heart, but it seems Wyatt's a little bit of a shady fuckface. Obviously, this is it's a very unreliable narrator, but you know. God damn it, Wyatt! Alright, we're looking for day 7. Why in the fucking... Why in the French toast isn't on this one? 6 minutes before damage begins, but 3 minutes before irreversible brain damage. Ooh, ouch. 3 minutes is such a long time, like, to be dead. Like, isn't that weird? 6 minutes before brain death. Oh. Oh, brain death is like 6 minutes, and 3 is irreversible. Jesus Christ. I can't imagine it, like, being dead for 3 minutes. I would have already given up. I would have been like, oh, well, they're dead. My bad. What's up, Ollie? How you doing?
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 7. I was 3 months out of rehab when we went camping out here. Wyatt went to sleep early, so it was just the 2 of us when we stayed up and watched the Perseids. After, as we talked about the stars and space tech, I suddenly knew what I wanted to do with my life.
Okay, so I don't know if it's because we were talking about Detroit Become Human, but I'm imagining one of the guy, Bashir being the guy, I cannot remember what his name is, but he's the freedom fighter one that can spread the whole, like, you can think now thing to people. Robot Jesus. I don't remember his name, but I'm imagining him as this guy. Hi, Ma. It was August. Summer school had wrapped and I'd aced my courses, so I started headed back to 10th grade with a good head of steam. Gabe Newland. As a reward for my studies and my sobriety, you and Wyatt gave me a Fullerton Labs Astro Prodigy and took me camping to watch the Perseids at their peak. I was amped. Wyatt spent all the afternoon struggling with a self-constructing shelter he had bought for the trip until finally he gave up and built the thing manually. Well, the sleeping pods anyway, while we made fire and cooked dinner. It must have taken a lot out of him because Wyatt was nodding off at dinner and went to bed soon after. As the night fell, we sat and watched the meteors streak across the sky like fingernail scratches, marveling at their abundance, laughing our delight. Wow, that was an interesting way to describe shooting stars. Fingernail scratches. After an hour or so, you asked me to teach you the constellations, so I launched the astropodigy and played professor, spouting off each star group as the drone magnified them. Later, I had it zoomed in on the Odyssey, which was being constructed in orbit back then. It was another year or two before they abandoned it. We actually see the little robots building it, zipping across the hull like little fireflies. So I jabbered about that, which got me yammering about the robots that Pharaoh and other corporation, even Metallurgic, had begun sending up to mine helium-3 from Luna and metals from the asteroid belt. The more I spoke about space tech, the more excited I became. But I was getting cold too. Deserts at night are like that. So I sat up next to you and we huddled under the camp blanket. For a little while we were quiet. I wanted to say what I was thinking, but it felt ridiculous. But then Wyatt snored explosively from inside the shelter and we giggled. And our laughter seemed to make an opening for me to just go ahead and say it. That I, your delinquent son who'd almost flunked out of high school, who nearly died of an OD at a Bashcore concert, wanted to be an aerospace engineer and make the sorts of machines we'd be talking about. Robots to gather resources in the solar system, maybe even ones that could travel to other stars and colonize new worlds. You looked at me and smiled. Then that is what you will do. And you looked up at the night sky and said very plainly, as though it was a simple fact, you will write the story of our family across the stars. Man. Ow! Gee, it's gonna get so bad because he lives through the apocalypse. So that was 7. So we're looking for 8.
Apoca shitstorm tour, day 8. Holy crap. That glitched out lifter that crushed your arm and clavicle. Back before you met Wyatt. That was in a mine back beyond these falls. Oh, what a punk I was.
Y'all, stop arguing about semantics. Jeez. Ma, I can't believe I just stumbled across this place. I remembered your injury, of course. I just forgot that it happened all the way out here. This was before Wyatt, obviously, when things were really hard for us. I was 12 or 13, already smoking duster every day. And you were working all the time, stuck at your job you convinced Metallurgic to give you after they stiffed us on the death settlement. It had been terrible, servicing mining robots in dig tunnels for 1.5 basic. But it's how you kept us fed. I wonder if basic is like minimum wage. When the lifter injured you, the foreman said it was your fault. Said the telemetry showed human error, yours. When you told me that the telemetry had been cooked, I didn't believe you. I blamed you for your injury, same as the company. What a great kid I was. I didn't understand the situation at all. Denial of compensation was a financial death blow. We were days from living on the street, which is why you pushed your grievances up the ladder, up and up, until you finally wound your way up into Wyatt's office. He ordered an investigation, which was the right thing to do, which, though, I've always wondered just how dispassionate his decision was. The investigation proved the telemetry had been tampered with and validated your claim, and the implants of cybernetics fixed you up good as new. By all appearances, it looked like everything that had been broken had been fixed. Hell, another 6 months, and you and Wyatt started seeing each other so long. Even our poverty was fixed. What we didn't know, of course, was that you'd been poisoned. Loribor 6 exposure from the solvents you used to keep the robot joints clean. We were still years away from knowing the long-term effects, but the damage was done. You doomed yourself working a shitty job to keep me fed and clothed, and I cannot remember a single time I thanked you for it. Screw this place. Oh my god, his mom was, oh my god, she basically, so basically you're telling me this kid's mom. Okay, so let's just consolidate this poor guy's story. So this kid's dad died whenever he was like 8, right? And give us that recap. Yeah, his dad died when he was 8 because the company he was working for hadn't upgraded to drones yet. So he basically just died for no reason. And then homeboy over here was very distraught because he's an 8-year-old heathen, and freaking mom was having a depressive episode, right? So he blamed, and then like, you know, the kid gets into drugs because I guess that's what kids do. I don't know. I don't know. And mom goes and is like, all right, I'm going to go work a shitty job for my kid because I don't want my kid to starve to death. And basically gets poisoned with like cancer stuff. I don't know what like it is, right? I don't know if it gives her cancer or what, but it's cancer in my head. So they don't even know that she has cancer right now. And then this kid, she gets with this, like, she gets with this guy, Wyatt, who's rich, who probably at first didn't care about this kid or the mom, but eventually does. I don't know if Wyatt is actually nefarious or if he still harbors just bad feelings that his mom got over his dad's death. But he like ODs, comes back, and now he has technology. Like, he has a love for technology. He has a goal. And it's all gonna go bad. It's gonna be bad.
A Pucka shitstorm tour, day 9. I was setting up my tent right here when Wyatt's call came through. I came as fast as I could, but you'd already slipped into a coma. We never got a chance to say goodbye.
Ow! Why did you have to say that? Why? Ow? Why? Hi, Ma. My plan was to go camping here after the AMOS 15 launch. I'd been working OT for the past 9 months, so I was pretty frazzled and figured I should take a vacation to relax before the crunch started up again. I was setting up my tent when Wyatt's call came through. He said it was an emergency. I called a lift spin Do you guys, okay, before I go on, there's this movie that I watched with Justin, and I do not remember what it's called. Stranger Than Fiction, I think it was. And the main character is going around striking whether or not his life is a tragedy or comedy. Like, this guy has no comedy. Right? Like, it's just bad. Ugh. Just wanted to throw that out. I don't understand. I didn't understand how that could have been, but when I told Wyatt to explain, he just kept choking up and waving me towards the care station. I think Wyatt legitimately liked his mom. Like, I don't think Wyatt was ever a nefarious person. Like, I think he tried to be a good stepdad, and the kid just took a long time. My aunt actually kind of went through like something like this when she got with her current husband. One of the kids was really didn't like her at first, and it took him a long time to open up to her and such. So, and he's still kind of a problem child too, if I remember right. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I just remembered that at first she was pulling her hair out because she's like, I'm trying really hard to have him accept me, but it's just not going right. He wants his real mom and them together, and I was like, so I think it instead of it being like Wyatt had this like nefarious reason to take him to this, I think he was just trying to be a good stepdad. But we'll see. We ain't done with this tragic fucking tale yet. So it was a holodoc that broke the news. how you'd been diagnosed a year earlier, the adverse reaction to gene therapy and polymer vascular replacements, the 6 months of mobile dialysis. I can't believe you'd kept it secret from me. Even at the height of the crunch, I called you once or twice a week, so you just sat there listening to me enthuse about my latest project or complain about workplace politics, and all the while you were dying? It didn't make sense. I marched back to Wyatt, cornered him, and demanded that he explain. He said you hadn't wanted to distract me, that I was doing important work and needed to focus. You know, as though the latest AMOS launch in the Palladium and Rhodium it brought back to Earth mattered more than the Ma who was already here. Wyatt kept saying about how proud you were of me. He even parroted that onwards and upward phrase of yours. He said I should get back to work, and that's what you would have wanted, and that he stayed at the hospital and keep me informed. I didn't go back to work. I called in. It took arguing my way past 2 supervisors, a labyrinth automated HR menu, a human resource AI, and an anal defensive benefits executive to activate my personal leave, but I did it. And then I sat at your bedside for the next 7 days. I kept thinking of the hospital after my OD at the amphitheater, kept thinking that if you came out of the coma, I wanted my face to be the first thing you saw. Oh. On the 8th day, they pronounced you dead. Ow! Stop! Can you order a new life? Do they have an eBay where in this time period? Can you bid on a new life, please? Your life sucks. After the funeral, I went back to work, but I really wasn't there. I kept telling you to focus, that it would be okay to be there. It's what you would have wanted after all, onwards and upwards. But my work fell behind. When my supervisor called me in for an emergency review, I told myself to play it cool, accept the criticism and prompt to do better. It didn't go like that. I snapped and shouted at him and then broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. 2 minutes and 3 sectrons later, I was standing outside the Faro building, blinking in the sunshine, straightening my bunched up clothes. An alert on my focus indicated that I should go home for the day and then report for a disciplinary review on Monday. But I didn't go home. Another idea had risen up in my head, already formed. I guess I'd been thinking of doing it for a while. I took a life spin to Pioneer Park. 10 minutes of asking around and a truth test to show I wasn't a cop was all it took to make a connection. Oh no! No! Stop! No! He relapsed! Ugh. Yeah, Justin's stepdad now is super, super, super cool. I love him. I went home with drugs, started using, it didn't stop. Dusters, snakes, skydive, overcast. No reasoning, at least. I didn't take calls. Didn't show up for disciplinary review on Monday. A friend stopped by and hammered the door until I answered it. When he saw what was happening, he staged a one-man intervention. Who the fuck is this friend? Let's get him a medal. Hell yeah, intervention is what you need. I agreed to go into treatment, but I didn't harbor any illusions. Use of personal leave was bad, but use of psych/SA leave? Career suicide. Sure, they didn't legally fire me for it. They couldn't legally fire me for it. But I've been around FAS long enough to know they'd find a way. My career was over. I thought I was at rock bottom, but I was wrong, of course. I still had a long way to fall. You know what's really weird is that he's essentially, I wouldn't say he's complaining. I know that he's just going over all the bad things in his life, but it doesn't seem like terribly whiny, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but
Apocalypse Shitstorm Tour, Day 10. So here's where I learned how the world would end. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be?
hi, Ma. I was surprised when FAS sent me out here, and not just because the meeting was going to be held in real space. I was surprised to discover that anyone in FAS even still knew I existed. When I returned to work after treatment, HR informed me that I had been reassigned to the Vantage Project. It was exactly the professional death sentence I was expecting. The career equivalent of getting sent into a red zone without an environmental suit. Everyone knew Vantage was one of those doomed projects FAS kept around solely for the purpose of assigning dead-enders to them, especially head cases like me who couldn't be summarily fired for fear of pardoning litigation. Month by month, management would hire losers on a lost cause, then cancel the project and lay everyone off. A ship of fools sunk with a single torpedo. A wrongful dismissal if it's downsizing. God, fuck these guys. Fuck! It makes me so mad. Yeah, he's not a terrible person. It's just that he's just had he's had a shitty card, like shitty hand. Ugh. I had nothing better to do, so I spent my time studying the tech. Chip design wasn't my forte, but I knew enough to admire what the engineers had accomplished with the Eternity chip. Stored data was guaranteed to last 50,000 years or more without degradation. Good fucking Christ. Golly. Wow. Can you imagine if we could just stick all of humans on a USB drive that could last for 50,000 years? That'd be cool. As for the Vantage itself, the project was little more than a failed marketing plan. The idea was to promote the tech by burying unlocked Eternity chips at scenic locales around the world. Public domain time capsules where enthusiasts could cache date-locked data. The project got as far as developing the spikes, portable drill applicators to sink the chips. Oh, so he's using the things from this failed project. That's cool. Then stalled when grass heckler encapsulates come on the market and stalled when grass hecklers encapsulates came on the market and stole Eternity Thunder. Anyway, I've been at Vantage 3 weeks when FAS unexpectedly spent me out for a real space meeting. Me, a dead-ender working on a doomed project, dispatched to a high-security FAS R&D site inside Kings Peak. It didn't make sense. Security put me in a conference room and told me to wait. It was downright claustrophobic. Dim lights, bad ventilation. More like an interrogation room from one of those 90s cops movies. What really got my attention was the noise coming through the walls. The non-stop bang and clatter of construction bots building something deep in the mountain. Something big. The doors opened and one of those doofs wearing an FAS badges filed in. I recognized one of them. Brad Andak? We'll call him Brad. Brad. God damn it, Brad. A military division replications engineer I met when I first joined the company. But I don't think he recognized me. He stayed at the back of the room the whole time, looking distraught. I was going to ask what the hell was going on when a woman wearing a hijab walked in. She didn't introduce herself, but she didn't have to. It was Samina Ebadaji. I tried. Former lead archivist of the Odyssey, architect of the entire Homer project. Not a global celebrity by any means, but if you grew up following the Odyssey project like I did, you'd know her on sight. What is her first name? Samina? Samina sat down and started asking extremely precise questions about the upper range tolerances of Eternity chips, then asked me to speculate about the feasibility of various upgrade paths. The interview lasted maybe 10 minutes, whereupon she thanked me for my time and left. Everyone else filed out after her. Security came for me a few minutes later and escorted me to my vert. The whole way back to FAS, I kept trying to figure out what had just happened. What was Samina doing at a classified Pharaoh R&D site asking me questions about Eternity Tech? It didn't add up. Oh, well. By the time I landed, I knew I wasn't going to give up until I puzzled it out. The worst thing that could happen was I'd get fired, and that was going to happen anyway. It took a couple of days and some geo work, but I got a fix on Brad soon enough. He was going to a different bar every night, drinking to the point of blacking out. I shouted at him until I managed to proxy his focus and dupe his net protocols. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on. I didn't find any strange in his financial records or media patterns. I started thinking I'd waste my time. Then I accessed his Dreambox account and found the journal he kept a few weeks. It was right there. How the world would end. My first thought was, well, at least my ma didn't live to see this. My second thought was that nothing mattered anymore, which made it pretty obvious that I should kill myself. Holy shit. I read ahead, and that's why I was like, goodness gracious, guy. Good night, Hobo. Thank you for hanging out. Sleep well, friend.
Day 11. I came out here to die. But instead of overdosing at Wyatt's cottage, I went out walking along the water. I was standing right here when the idea hit me. And the moment it did, I knew I had to do it.
Hi, Ma. I came here with a duffel bag full of drugs after I found out about the plague. The plague. The plague. Okay. We're starting to get something. So the world ended because of a plague? A plague of what? A plague on the machines? A plague on humans? I had a plan, a simple one. I'd figured I'd spend a couple of days getting high, then OD on Overcast. I guess I was still furious at Wyatt for aiding and abetting your silence. You have been aiding and abetting a criminal. Sorry. If everything had gone according to plan, my corpse would have laid rotting in the cottage for who knows how long. He would need at least a catastrophic cleaning bots just to scrape me off the floor. A skeletal middle finger from beyond the grave. But things didn't go to plan. For some reason, I went out walking before I got high. I trudged here, along the shore, thinking of all the times we walked and talked here. How I changed over the years. How you stayed the same. Whether I was a high schooler jabbering about AP classes, or a university student gossiping about my professors, or a FAS engineer pontificating? What the fuck does that? Okay, about payload yields. You were always there, always listening, always interested, and always encouraging me, of course, spurring me on, onwards and upwards. But here I was, an abject failure, standing alone on this beach, as all around me children chased playbots across the sand, sunbathers basked, families splashed in the water, zipped past in old-timey boats, utterly oblivious to their mechanical terrors that would soon consume them. Brief moments in the sun, doomed to end in horror and amount to nothing. All your love and devotion, all the sacrifices you made to support my success, what did it come to? Failure, and at such a cost. We never even got a chance to say goodbye. Ow! Stop! You terrifyingly depressing human. But even if I hadn't failed, if I'd gone on and succeeding, would that have been any better? The whole time I was clawing my way up the ladder of FAS, the company's military division was creating the tech that would end the world. I served the same master. Success was a ladder to nowhere. It took falling off and landing on the Vantage Project to see that. I don't know why, but the irony of that never hit me until I was standing on this beach. That it was only because I failed and had been assigned to Vantage, an abandoned time capsule project, that I found out the world was ending. Irony? More like a cosmic joke. Why then did the realization hit me like inspiration? I had access to tech. I knew I could do it. Sure, in the end, it would probably all come to nothing, like everything else. But for 50,000 years or more, whatever data I'd left behind would still be there. It wouldn't be much, but it wouldn't be nothing either. Dude, this guy. Even now, he's still like even though he had like a suicide plan and everything, he's still like, you know what? I'm still gonna do something. Good for you. I went back to the cottage, stashed the drugs, called a lift spin into town. If I was gonna make an end of the world tour, I figured I might as well do it in style. So I listened to Sabira and wrote that to the FAS. I let myself into the lab, signed out 12 Vantage spikes for testing, put them in the trunk of the Sabira, and the rest is history. It was less than 2 weeks ago. Feels like forever. When I started this tour, I figured I'd come back here and pick up where I got left off. Get high, then dead. But the first thing I did when I got back was incinerate the drugs. All 2.5 months of salary worth. So the bridge to oblivion had literally been burned. I didn't know how I was going to die, but it can't be like that. I know how you felt about me and drugs. Whatever happens, I can at least promise you this. I will die clean. Yes! You do that! Ah, man, he's gonna die. He's dead. I'm so sad for this dead man. I still have one last spike to sink. One final stop on the Grand Mystery Tour. I'll see you there. Dude, this guy's going... This is what it is. We're watching this guy's arc.
Day 12. As we watched the booster arc up into the night sky, riding a pillar of flame, you took my hand, squeezed it, and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars."
Hi, Ma. Last stop. After this, I'll have said everything I need to do. It was just a routine launch, but for us, it might as well have been Apollo 11. It was my first payload, a seeker/extractor with an upgraded propulsion system I designed. The vehicle was designed from M89282, an asteroid rich in Ruthie! That's me! Guys, that's me. It's my name. This is me. In periodic table form. Sorry. And tungsten! a metallurgic claim as it happened. A family event through and through. So, there we stood in the open air as the night fell and the stars came up. And of course, I was thinking of that night years before when we watched the Perseids together and talked and dreamed of this very moment. You were thinking of it too, because when the booster launched, as it rose into the sky on its jets of flame, you took my hand and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars." Hold up, I got 1 second. One thing before we continue. When did this guy learn how to write so good? Like, I know it's because the writers of the game are really good writers, but like, he spent all this time being like duped up and being a little terror of the world, and he's actually a pretty okay writer. Thumbs up. Good job, guy. Multifaceted. Okay. Even though I knew it wasn't true, the vehicle was headed for a rock, not a star. It was a routine launch and not some voyage of discovery, but my heart was too full to quibble. I just smiled and squeezed your hand back. It was the finest moment of my life. You and me, Ma. Onwards and upwards. The start of great things. He's just talented. He sounds like a really talented person. But after you died and I broke down, the meaning of that night changed. Everything that seemed wonderful seemed to turn rotten and false. It seemed false because it was false. I'd never written anything across the stars. Sure, I'd hoped to work on a project like that, a deep space probe or a colony ship, but it never happened. And now that my career was over, it never would. And then when I found out about the plague, the memory haunted me even more. Because it wasn't just me who failed to write a story across the stars, you see. It was all of us, our entire species, all our innovation, all of our tech, all of our striving, and it came to zero. I've been looking up to the stars a lot, Ma, and the only story I see written across them is that we're small and insignificant and will soon disappear with hardly a trace left behind. It's a hard story and I don't like it. So I guess maybe what I've been trying to do these past 12 days is tell a different story. Not a big story written across the stars, but a tiny one written across the humble earth of the only world we ever got to know. Ow. I have no reason to think that anyone or anything will survive to read it. But whether that happens or not, the truth of the story remains. Once upon a time, on a planet called Earth, there lived a boy named Bashir who loved his mother very, very much. Goodbye, Ma. I love you. Bashir Mahdi, son of Amal and Mahias Mahdi, stepson of Wyatt Mahanti. November 24th, 2064! Guys, November 24th is my birthday. Ha! The world ended on my birthday! Yay! As it should have. Great. He didn't say if the world ended or not, but I'm gonna say that. It's the closest to an actual date we have for the end of the world at this moment, so is my headcanon. Time to hydrate and have a good cry. I drank all of my root beer. I don't have a bottle of water up here. On that day, it'd be 70. Sweet! I'm gonna be 70 years old. I'm already almost dying. Like, I'm almost dead anyway. It's okay. And that, my friends, was an hour of lore. Hey, look! There's a video game that we can play along with this sweet, tasty lore. That was the best story I think I've ever read in a video game. Like that I could have 100% missed if I didn't take the time to go find it. I don't know.
I'll tuck that away.
If it's because I don't, like, I do look at lore. I make sure to read everything. And I don't know if it's because
Here's the bridge Jira mentioned. Now to see if I can... No telling how many people pass this way. But this was a man with a cart, so...
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I don't pay attention to lore. I do pay attention. I make sure to read every bit of lore that I come across. I read it out loud. I talk about it and stuff. But maybe it's because we got it and all in like we just sat down and read all of it in once. It was such a cohesive story. It was so human, I guess, is what makes it so good. I think is why I like that. Like, yeah. Him talking about the failure of humans is actually kind of more real than we probably want to give it credit for, because I personally am a pessimist and I don't think we're ever going to like reach the stars or do anything of that before we destroy ourselves. Just a small boy about a boy who loved his parents and wanted to live. It's a very good story. So, because of my deducing skills, I want to say that there was a plague amongst the machines, so a virus or something. Or maybe, you know what? My deducing skills could be either one. It could be the humans or the machines, because we had another piece of lore that said that the danger threat of humans was high, which means that maybe there was a
That doesn't
plague.
make any sense. What's around here?
Maybe there was a plague of humans and they were supposed to be culled by the robots. You know? Or maybe humans are the plague? This is too many humans! Get out of here! You're a plague, a scourge upon the earth.
Someone's possessions. Gandart's? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell.
Or he died.
There's enough blood to worry me.
See, that story right there for people who like lore and stuff. It's a really good way. It's a really good way to good on the developers for not only making a great story, you know, that fits very well into this world.
Blood. Must have had time to bind his wound. This chest looks like it's a Vossron leg. At least he's easy to follow. I just hope he's okay.
I'm actually super about this whole I'm super about this whole like being Aloy and not knowing anything in the past. I think it's actually
That reminds me. Yes, Aaron's breath. That's also a bird. Did it blow down?
Like, it's really cool that it's really cool that the developers didn't tell us what happened right off the bat. We're actually just thrusted upon this world, and we get to discover things with Aloy as well, and that's pretty cool. Also, this idle animation, I fucking love it. Hi, did you know it's snowing and you have no shirt on?
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you Kendert? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
Oh my god.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. The sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Karja priest. My goods scattered in a herd of tramplers.
What happened?
There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud, I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
So what you're telling me is I just need to, like, override one of them?
Easier when I was a kid.
And set the entire area on fire. Which is what you do to tramplers. Oh my god. They're just so destructive. Oh, he knows where I'm at. Jesus fuck. Oh. I fucking love it. Oh no, get out of here. You don't see me. Get out of here. Oh my god. Cool. Why fight?
It'd be fascinating if they weren't looking for
Why
me.
fight things when you can make them fight each other? Look, Bubsky, I'm waiting, but you're taking forever to stop. What's that? We been over there? You have all the weapons? Nope. Why would I do that? No, I think the only thing I'm missing is the bomb thrower. The thing that throws bombs. What does a warbow have? Maybe I do? Corruption arrows? Oh, then no. By the way, I love this slide thing that she does. No, I don't have the lodge stuff. being what, the game? Be free. Yeah, I spent a couple of days doing launch things. Oh my god, they're all on fire now. But right now, I've just been doing all the other side quests and all the other side stuff. We've kind of just been lore hunting. It's because this game came out about the same time as God of War, and people were really hyped about God of War. Yeah, that's right. I'm wasting thousands of shards for my cows. So it really kind of got overshadowed for how good of a game it was, because God of War was also exceptionally good. Like, it was very, very well done as well. You know, I'm actually supposed to be doing things. I'm supposed to be getting stuff. It was one of mine. Cool. What? Oh my god. Did you really need to get the attention of the Thunderjaws? And the birds? Jesus! Activate this campfire now that everyone is officially dead. And we'll go ahead and get our stuff or things. I am my own captain, but... I didn't mean to do this. I wanted this. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the bottles of alcohol now that I've wasted my time doing that. This is mine. These are mine. This is mine. Everything in this is mine. I know it's because we're Aloy and stuff, and so that makes us super cool, and we can do whatever we want. But we just have so much junk. Why do people not have as much junk as we do? I know why. It is because we are Aloy, the person who destroys all of these machines by herself. But like...
Good haul.
I don't know, man. I have so much stuff. Whop. Mine. Okay, guy. I cleared out the trampies, and now we're working on the whole, like... Here's the bottle things. Whoop.
Huntress. Thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm, strips the grit out of a gear
Why the
wheel.
fuck would you drink that stuff?
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
Hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love.
Hammer to steel of the matter.
When
That
Jira
is
said she
an
wanted to leave the
interesting
claim,
saying.
I consulted with the Ilderman. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
Eco-socialism. The word eco-socialism comes from the prefix eco, as an ecosystem or ecology, and socialism, an ideology merging aspects of Marxism, socialism, green politics, ecology that opposes capitalism. I did not know that exists. Today I learned. Right? My first steps into this world was literally as a child. All the stones and sticks, all of them. It was everything. It was so long ago. It was 14 streams ago. I know I didn't update the channel title until after I started, so the VOD's gonna say 13, but it's 14 streams ago. We were stepping out, first steps out into the world. Hello, I have stuff.
The Sun King is too lenient with
I'm
these
13
Oseram
too.
bootlickers. He'll regret it one day.
Little Spark. Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two will have a lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendert wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the... Ilderman?
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Karja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
The tribe. You can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank
Make
you?
me a big cannon and let me destroy
There'll
the
always
Nora
be a drink
from
for you
afar.
at Hunter's Gathering.
Okay, thanks.
And I can't find what I'm looking for.
You'll regret not stopping when you're in the thick of it.
Ooh, speaking about thick of it, I need to sell things. Sell things and... Oh. What do I have? I do not have this. Hey, but I can get it. Gracias. Do you have a fancy fast travel pack? No, I don't. Is that a resource? I don't have fatty meat, and I don't plan on giving them any. Okay, let's go ahead and sell some junk. No. Justin's the one that found out the mark to sell thing and told me about it, and it's the best thing I've ever had in my life. Okay. Whoa.
Buy what you need, leave the rest.
Alright. So,
Been here 3 times this week.
what else can we do? Already did that hunting's ground. I'm on a side of the world where I really don't have anything to do. So we should go to the side of the world that we do. I'm missing a flower, I think, on this side. And I don't know where it's at. I think I'm missing one on this side. Daughter's vengeance. Go to mother's crown. Oh, okay. We'll need to do that. We can go do that real quick. I just don't see where I'm missing this flower. Unless the flower is like in this area. Oh no, there's a flower right here. How many more do I need of flowers? I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So, which is Pitch Cliff, so I can actually hold off until I go back to the main story. So that's 1 flower, 2 flower, 3 flower. That's 3 flowers. I can filter what's on my... yeah, I have things filtered. I forgot that I can do that. So I'll just... The thing is, they're just collectibles? Yeah, they're just collectibles. I'll just take everything. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I need 4. But I don't know where the other one is. Right? I need 4. Unless it really is up here in... Oh, hi. How's it going? Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't have all of them on my map, which is weird because I've done all the long necks. There's one thing. There's 1 cloud over here. What if it's over here? It may not be in the map if you run into it in the main story. That's 100% possible. But I don't know if we ran into a flower in the main story. And they do show up if you don't pick them up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you know if all the collectibles are always going to be marked the same? Because we can just look it up. It's got to be this one. This one's got to be the one that the first. If you go to here, let me move my face. It's got to be that one. This one. The first one. It's got to be the first one. The other 2 are kind of in areas where I think they would be. Okay. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna go do a quest. We're going to skedoodle our boodles. Oh, let's see. Actually, we don't have bandit camps anymore. Okay, so we don't have any more bandit camps. We did them all. We do have the things. We have corrupted zones. Let's go ahead and go to the quest. It was over here. Hold on. Let's just go to the quest. Into the Borderlands. Open. That's a main quest right there. We still need to do this one. No. This can ask a question that might give away the location of the last one unintentionally. I mean, I don't, unless it's a story spoiler, I don't really care. You can tell me where it's at. Oh yeah, sure. You can tell me that. I've been to the original and I felt it as a child, as an adult. No. I don't think so. I know there was a flower in a place that I could fall down, but I don't even remember which ruin I went to as a kid. Is it gonna be there? Because if so, I bet I could,
This must be Mother's crown. So I should be around here somewhere.
Okay, well, let's do this quest, and if I have time, I will totally just go to the thing.
She must be blessed indeed.
Are you Salai? Jan said your niece may have come through here. Nakoa.
I've got nothing to say about that.
Please, I only want to help. I'm a seeker headed north. Jan wanted me to help find her. Anything you tell me stays between us.
I gave her supplies for the journey. She was headed for Day Tower, looking for Zaid. Nothing I could say would stop her.
Is there anything you can tell me about Day Tower?
It's a Karja fort, right at the border. Bastards used to gather Nora captives there, so they could ship them to Meridian for slaughter. I told Nakoa not to go. What's a lone Nora gonna do there? But she wouldn't listen. All she can think about is finding Zaid.
What do you know of Zaid?
He's a rabid animal, a murderer. The worst of the
Zaid
Red
feels like
Killed my
we're
brother while poor
saying
Nakoa
his
watched
name
from the
wrong.
shadows.
Like Paul,
Even as I
whenever you
begged
say
her not to
Paul
go,
wrong.
part of me wanted her to. I need him dead as much as she does. You can't imagine what it's like. He mutilated my brother. And yet he walks free among the Karja.
I understand. Better than you think. I'll look for Nakoa when I reach Day Tower.
She can't come back. The matriarchs won't allow it. But I'd be so grateful if you could find her and help her if she needs it. And please, keep this between us.
Believe me, I
I
hate
will.
the
I
matriarchs
promise.
way more than you do. Do we fast travel there? If I can fast travel, I will. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I've been there before. The thing is, it's the same thing, because Said is the same. You say it Said even though it's spelled said. Just like Zaid is like Zed. It'd be like Zed or Zaid, like raid. Zaid sounds cool. Yeah, like that, except spelled with an I and not an E.
Whoever's in charge here might know if Nakoa came through.
Could have sworn the other stall was down here.
Ooh, lore. I wonder if this one's gonna be terribly written as well. The derangement of the machines. Esteemed lords and ladies of the Sun Court, honored kings and patrons. Your concern regarding the continuing derangement of the machines are noted. Though many seasons have passed since the first sightings of these frightful changes, the Sun King is well aware that there is no longer a matter of reports from border patrols and hunters' lodge expeditions. One needs only to look to the abandoned estate lands, indeed the estates you own, left for the jewel to reclaim, or the empty freeholds of the common Karja folk. Know that the Sun King has taken every measure to protect Holy Meridian and the Maze Lands with renewed patrols. As for entreating the sun, we believe that the cause of the derangement cannot be the sun's displeasure alone, for the years of sacrifice under the Sun King Gerard produced no notable effects on the machines. His luminance and the sun priests are in agreement that even if an ordeal set for us by the sun, our suffering will not be reduced with blood. For your edification, I'll recount that we have observed of the derangement. Of the simpler machines, the herd creatures, the gallopers, the scuttlers, were once that they fled the sight of man, but now are more likely to charge. The larger animals, once only managed to inebriated and foolhardy, can be seen to lunge at unwary with murderous intent. There is nothing to say of the coming of the Sawtooth or its middle brethren, the Ravager, the Stalker, or the terrible giant of the Thunderjaw. Each one has proved a more capable killer of men than the last, each wielding a wider range of strange weapons. The wilds are no longer safe to the hostility of these new machines, though to date they have not attacked a settlement within the Sundom. Outlanders have brought no shortage of fanciful explanations for this behavior. Some suggest that the machines have been to resent man for hunting them. Yet such a thing is never witnessed among beasts of flesh and blood, and they are proved to be more capable of thinking and memory. Karja hunters and Ostrom tinkerers alike have attempted to understand the phenomena by inspecting failed machines, but these appear to have no difference to those harvests many years before derangement began, and with the same assortment of wires, braiding, lenses, hearts, and so on. When these parts are subjugated to the light of the sun or to the Ostrom experience with fire and spark, they reacted as they always had. The Banuk, however, claim to recorded a change in the machine's songs of the machine's spirits, suggesting that they become increasingly discordant. The Sun King has sent envoys to Ban-Ur to learn more in hopes that their mysticism may contain a truth when the rational light of the sun is brought upon to bear it. Of course, the Sun King graciously welcomes your own contributions to study of the derangement, asking only that they are delivered in written form and not during royal audience. His Luminance also hopes to dissuade you from participating in machine hunts during these uncertain times. The strength of the United Sun Court is the strength of all Karja. Respectful, Tashari, Court Envoy. So basically, there was once a time when at one, there was only the gallopers and scuttlers and herd creatures, and then Ravengers, Stalkers, and Sawtooths and Thunderjaws appeared, and everybody's like, dude, WTF. And it seems like the only people who have the closest to an idea of what is happening is the Banuk, who record machine songs or something, which to me just seems like that they record the Wi-Fi signals of these machines. Where do the machines come from? They come from cauldrons. There are these giant factories that just make machines. We've been to some of them. I don't know if you've been around in some of the places where we go, and these places over here, they're in the mountains, and we try to, they're in the mountains, and we use them to take over different machines. Speaking of which, I want to see, did I get all of the cauldrons? Because if I did, I can take that off my map. Yeah, looks like I got all the cauldrons. Are there only 4 cauldrons? Huh? What? No, go back. Oh, ruins. I think I've already done. I did 4 cauldrons. I don't know if that's all that they are, but that's all that shows up on my map. Dang it!
Won't cost you a short.
Oh.
Are you in charge here?
No, that would be Captain Balan. I'm his second in command, Prefect Zaid.
Wait, you're Zaid?
Ah, you've heard of me. Let me ease your mind. There seem to be wild stories about me among your tribe. But the Nora have me mistaken for someone else. I'm not sure where the fault lies, but the fog of war often breeds confusion. Unfortunately, some refuse to acknowledge the error. So it was with the last Nora who came through here.
So you deny participating in the Red Raids?
No, I didn't say that. I did have a role in those operations, albeit a very limited one. But all this nonsense about torture and murder, that wasn't me. They have me confused with some other commander. I don't doubt some of my comrades did bad things, but Sun King Avad has worked hard to eliminate such brutality.
The last Nora who came through here. You mean Nakoa?
Is that her name? Oh well. It was a very unfortunate situation. She attacked me in broad daylight. If one of my men hadn't spotted her, I might well have been injured. But we were able to subdue her without harm.
What did you do with her?
I let her go, of course. It was clear she thought I was responsible for unspeakable things. So, in a sense, her actions were justifiable. I explained that she was wrong, then sent her on her way. Sadly, I don't think she believed me.
Where is Nakoa now?
I don't know exactly. She left raving that she would find a way to bring me down. But I did hear a report from the garrison at Lonesome Rock that a young woman had been abducted by bandits. Might have been her.
You've really gone out of your way to help, Prefect Zaid.
It's no trouble. The Sun King wishes to make amends with your people, and I am his humble
You're
servant.
so suspicious.
I'll go to Lonesome Rock and get to the bottom of this. I promise you that.
You do that. And if our men are anything less than helpful, please let me know.
I am so suspicious of you, sir. I'm fast traveling. I have 11 fast travel packs and I want to fast travel today. I don't think they have a nuclear battery in her earpiece, but you never know. Really could be. You're hired. For what? I didn't even apply for anything. Congratulations, Shark, you have a new job. I'm sure it's just to get rum. Oh, I remember this place. Guys, you remember this place?
Never
This
know when
is
I might
where
need these.
we fought the rock breaker when I was too low level, and I just sat over here and just pewed him until he died. Good memories. Thanks for the memories. The fight that took over an hour. I know. Good times, good times. Why don't I ever do things the way they're supposed to be? I don't know, but hey, you know, it happens, so here we are.
This must be Lonesome Rock. If it's a trap, I might need to go and fight.
Go and quiet? Why the fuck would I do that?
Seems like an ordinary outpost. I'd better look around.
I'm so bored.
Chains in the cart.
Bored.
I'm bored with you.
Hold, Outlander! What are you doing here?
Hunting.
Oh,
I've been tracking a
thanks.
sawtooth for the better part of a day.
Well, you must have lost the scent, because we haven't seen any around here. Now be on your way. And quickly.
Well, they don't want to talk, so let's see if they're hiding something.
She's snooping around.
She's snooping around, guys. How dare I snoop, you fucking nerds. Bah.
Let's see what Zaid's hiding out here.
I didn't mean to murder, but I did. So here we
Not
are.
just chains, manacles. They were moving prisoners somewhere.
I'll just throw bits at them, right? Be like, hey, do y'all take bits? I don't know, bits of what? You know, just bits. Being a murder hobo. Look, they wouldn't let me look at the cart. They wouldn't let me look at their prisoner taking cart thing. So I had to murder them, okay? They were gonna murder me.
These will keep.
Die! I think I'm using the wrong, yeah, I am using the wrong arrows. What? Yeah? What are you talking about, man? All right. You know, that's not a meow.
The tracks lead to that compound. Maybe Nakoa's
One of
inside.
one of the sticks. But goat. It's not a meow.
That Nora girl we got in the hole is nice and lean.
Don't get ideas. Zaid says hands off or better flex it off.
Sounds like Nakoa's here. And I'm gonna have to cut through these guards to get to her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm not here. Sun's headed for the west. Keep my guard up.
I cannot see that guy. Where is he? Ah. All right, I think we got him. Yep. Neat. Steakiest. What the fuck was that noise?
Be prepared.
Man. Why are they all poor? Give me more shards. I only have 8,000. I could use some more. I don't mean to. It's like, I have to see. I have to lean to see, don't you know? Obviously, me leaning moves the camera. Obviously. There's one more guy. Shit. And here I was, celebrating my victories. So no, where'd he go?
I've been
To me! Let's take her down! Is someone there?
Yes, someone is there. I guess this isn't the way inside. Fine. Door. Like track. Secret tunnel that hides slaves in the basement.
Prisoners. Chained up to be sold as slaves. Nakoa, Jan sent me. Look, we can talk more once we get everyone out of this pit.
Jan sent you? I don't believe it. Well, I guess one of his prayers finally worked.
I've got the key.
I'll help the others. Let's go.
Turn the controller right. Ugh.
I knew you were going to be trouble, girl. But you'll make it worth our while in the end.
Will I?
The end is now, Zaid.
The end
For you
is
and
nigh. Shit. Someone's attacking me.
Take another. Ah!
Woo! You go, girl.
You gave him a quicker death than he deserved?
My father was a hunter. He taught me every animal deserves a clean kill.
How did Zaid come to run a ring of
I
slavers?
don't know, because he's
All
a
the
horrible
scum
person.
you just killed, they butchered for Zaid during the Red Raids. The new Sun King kicked them out of the army, but Zaid managed to lie his way out of trouble, then saw a new way to make a shard, putting his grunts to work here.
They never seen it
How
coming.
did Zaid capture you?
I tried to get him at Day Tower, but he caught me, then let me go so he could have his men grab me later.
And after?
Said he was gonna sell me into slavery like the other poor bastards that came through here week to week. But he took his time, kicked me around whenever he stopped by. Guess me trying to kill him hurt his pride.
You've been through a lot.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Zaid's dead. I was ready to go through anything to make that happen.
Thank you.
And I did.
What are you gonna do now?
The others were in that cellar for months. The more run down they got, the harder it was for Zaid to sell them. They need food, rest, and hope. I'll take them to Meridian and tend to them.
Hold up a minute. Everyone, pause. Who the fuck are they selling slaves to? Is slaves, like, legal somewhere? Like, where is he carting them to? Okay.
You're not even going
Unpause.
to try to go back? What about Jan?
The matriarchs won't let me back. Even if they would, I wouldn't go. They can burn for all I care.
Yeah!
As for Jan, I know a way to get word to him. I'll miss that runt. But at least he'll know I'm safe.
Time for me to go.
Look, I don't even know your story. It must be a good one if they gave you the mark of a seeker. If you ever feel like telling it, look me up in Meridian. I'll be there until the others get back up on their feet. Until then, thank you for helping me cut this rot from the world. I don't know. Maybe now I can put Zaid behind me and remember my father as I should.
Episodes into it. Should we change Ahoy to Aloy? A little late for that! Not saying that we're any closer to the ending than we were before, but a little late for that. Doing one last thing and then we'll stop for today. Doing one last thing. Tomorrow we'll go, hopefully tomorrow I can start on time and we can actually go through a whole bunch of lore stuff. So like getting the rest of, well, we can try and get the rest of the collectibles. Because we don't actually need a lot more collectibles. We need 4 flowers, 1 banana bigger, and like one more thing. One more banana figure, 4 more flowers. That's it for all the collectibles. Then we just gotta go around, go into every settlement on the map and seeing if there's any like more side quests. Do all the side quests, and then I think finally we can start doing the story again. Oh, and the first rune. Well, the first rune I think is probably gonna be the flower thing. Right, like that's where we're gonna find that flower. Let's see.
NANI?!
Now they're nothing but scrap for that.
Nani?
Don't forget to stop.
Don't forget to sprint, spy. No.
Able-bodied adventurers. Outlander, are you looking for... Wait. I know your face. You came back. How did we fare?
Expensively.
That's what I was afraid of.
The tame machines. It's hard to explain, but there was a kind of signal that calmed them. Your men got greedy, so it's gone now.
Gambling's a shoddy job, girl. I should have been a weapons dealer. That's steady work. Here, take it. The half I'd owed those hammer-handed chunks.
Half? I finished the job. And what was it you said? Enough to buy a more becoming garb?
What do you want? Carja silks? Ah, Hoisted on my own purse strings.
Better have been a massive amount of shards. I honestly don't give a fuck though. How's that eye patch useful? It's not. It's just a cool eye patch.
Where's Talana? Maybe upstairs.
Probably. Probably. Or she died because she went to a thing.
No Assis either. Maybe Ligon knows where they are.
Ooh, did they go to find the red mo? The red moo? Oh, hi.
You have trophies? I can hang on to them until the Sunhawk returns.
Where are Assis and Talana?
Assis received word about Red Maw and rushed out. Talana
This guy
found
gives
out a
me
short
Ian
time
McKellen
later
vibes.
and had to follow.
They both went alone?
Assis left without his thrush. Talana did as well. Oh, I saw some outlanders follow after her.
I wouldn't put it past Assis to try something underhanded to get the kill. Where have they gone? I have to help if I can.
You might be right. They've gone southeast, headed for the spear shafts. You'd better hurry.
I like how this guy's like, yeah, the deadliest scam. You cannot pretend to be the English assignment I had to do when I was a kid. Alright, we're fast traveling, and this is gonna be the quest we start tomorrow with. Woo! We're gonna fight a thing for like an hour. It's gonna be like lore, except I'm shooting at something and I'm not reading out loud, and I'll die a lot. Old Magneto or young Magneto? Because old Magneto is played by Sir Ian McKellen. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry I was so late today. Hopefully tomorrow we won't be so late. But you know what? Who knows what tomorrow brings? We'll see. Here's a heart just for you. Whoopsh. Save for later. Use it right now. I like it. It's your heart. You do you. It better be important. What am I waiting for? Huh? Then who's Gandalf? Gandalf's also Sir Ian McKellen. It's like he can act in multiple movies. He's not bound to just one movie. Okay, bye! Wow! Hello, you made it all the way stream. We made it. Here we are. I have like a half of a Subway sandwich that I'm gonna go. Actually, I don't think I'm hungry. Generally, I try to eat. I try to eat after stream, but I'm not hungry because I ate before stream, like right before stream. But you know, it's whatever. Let's hope, pray to the internet gods that I have good internets, and I'll see you guys for more sweet, tasty lore game tomorrow. Yeah! Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye!